Hi everyone. Thank you to all of you who sent ideas for subjects of videos that I could speak about for a minute or two. They were such fun to read through, and I'll do as many of them as I can. I wanted to start with one which asked me to speak about my aunt, Amina Shah. Amina, or we called her Mina, was born in 1918 in Edinburgh, and she was the older sister of my father, Idris Shah. She was quite simply the most magical, charismatic, unusual, bizarre, eccentric character that anyone, especially any child, could ever wish to have in their lives. When I think of her and all the preposterous, amazing wonders that were associated with her, I just get this warm, glowing feeling running up and down my spine. I'm just sitting here thinking of one or two episodes that really sang a hymn to Mina more than anything else. One thing that comes into my mind right now, sitting here, is being at boarding school in the early 1980s in Dorset in England, and the food was indescribably bad. And I would always write to Mina saying the food was terrible and I couldn't stand it. And one day I went down to the porter's lodge where the mail came in, and they handed me a dripping package. It was just dripping with something, I didn't know what it was. And inside was a packet of apple and pear curry that Mina had made and then put in a kind of a bottle, I think, with a big wide top, and mailed second class to the school. And after that, I was the brunt of everyone's jokes. What I loved about Mina most of all was she was who she was. She was never trying to be a person people wanted her to be. She was proud of her ancestry. She was proud of her work as a storyteller, and she was proud of never being thought to be afraid. It's a strange thing to say, but she was the kind of person who would never shape herself into a form that didn't agree with her just because others expected it. She was the most original person I've ever known, and it was her who gave me the idea to write my book in Arabian Nights. I remember she was crocheting a hat, and she was already, suppose, in her 80s. Yes, definitely, well into her 80s. And I said, Mina, how do I describe the Kingdom of Morocco in a way that is done in the inside out, a way that people would receive something that they hadn't received in a straightforward way. And she was crocheting this hat, and she looked up and she said, "The 1001 Nights." And then she just went back. And I loved that. And so Mina was really the queen of the 1001 Nights.